Destruction is coming upon America. It doesn't take a prophet to see that the final days of the United States are here. The end will likely be messy. The U.S. government lies about everything. They lie about the poisons they put in our drinking water, the toxic heavy metal cocktail they are spraying from our skies, the GMOs they've approved for our foods, the mercury they've laced into our vaccinations. The state lies about everything from spying on us to the unemployment rate, but most of all, they lie about their real intentions. Our government is an iceberg of evil. The lies you see are dwarfed by what's hidden. The regime runs guns and drugs. It blackmails and frames innocent Americans, ruins businesses, and finances all its corruption on the backs of the people. And when honest men have tried to expose it, this administration has punished these whistleblowers 25 times harder than all other presidents combined. When the Cold War ended, the military-industrial complex stood to lose immense profits. So the globalist regime conceived of an evil scheme to crush opposition and motivate continued military spending. Americans were subjected to a bold and bizarre mass media event, perfectly choreographed to enrage public emotions. Live TV images assaulted us. Innocent victims were slaughtered before our eyes. We watched, horrified, as the Twin Towers defied the laws of physics and collapsed. 9/11 was a public relations blitzkrieg. Overnight, it inflamed American emotions and launched the regime's new vision of endless terror. But it was all an inside job. Now, it's unconscionable to think that your own government could mount criminal attacks on such a scale. It violates our sense of morality. But do we really believe 19 inept terrorists could have pulled off a highly complicated surprise attack, overwhelming the defenses of the most powerful nation in the world, bringing Uncle Sam to his knees using box cutters? And did those same terrorists bring down 3 buildings with only 2 airplanes? Globalist mastermind David Rockefeller had predicted, we are on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the New World Order.
Just moments ago,
this is like nothing we've ever seen.
So many attacks.
Hijacked terrorists.
Never would imagine we would see in our lifetime.
The 9/11 attacks traumatized us to willingly give away our freedoms. It brought us the Department of Homeland Insecurity, the TSA, and many other oppressive laws. Hillary Clinton admitted we financed and armed Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. But what is left unsaid is that we're still financing terror. Research ISIS and its connection with the CIA, and you'll discover ISIS was spawned by our own Central Intelligence Agency. The CIA has been tasked with destabilizing the world. Have you noticed how effective ISIS terror messages have become on the West? In George Orwell's prophetic novel 1984, Room 101 represented a citizen's worst fears. A man would say or do anything to avoid being sent there. In the same way, the twisted deeds of ISIS soldiers are meant to inflame the West. They represent our worst nightmares. They're like a modern version of the Roman Colosseum games. Once again, Christians are being torn apart in front of massive audiences. But this president won't take any real steps to annihilate this enemy. Like 9/11, ISIS is a Frankenstein monster of our own creation. Over the years, many have called America the Great Satan. America has traumatized the world. We've killed countless millions in our foreign wars, military coups, and CIA-sponsored terrorism. In Fort Knox and in New York, the gold is gone. We can't even repatriate the gold we were holding for our allies. Nothing backs our currency as the Fed prints billions, temporarily shoring up our house of cards. When the crash is finally orchestrated, the world will suffer a devastating international depression. The dollar will likely fail overnight, allowing our regime to confiscate bank accounts, security deposit boxes, and retirement funds. Americans will be financially wiped out. No wonder Obama wants to ban guns and all our bullets. But the administration is armed to the teeth. They've purchased 6 billion rounds of hollow point ammunition. Many federal agencies now have their own SWAT teams and police forces, heavy weapons, tanks, mobile prisons, survival supplies, and millions of coffins have been trucked to centers all over the country. Video surveillance systems capable of face recognition, sophisticated tracking, and a network of drones will all be controlled by regional fusion centers. Local police forces have been militarized, while multitudes of empty FEMA camps wait with their barbed wire, armed guards, and attack dogs. Obama has already signed executive orders covering every facet of martial law. When it's declared, all rights will cease. Troublemakers like Christians and Jews, constitutionalists and free market capitalists will be shipped to the FEMA camps. Those who cannot be retrained will be euthanized. Now this might all seem unlikely. These globalists are all psychopaths. Most don't have a shred of conscience, morality, or a sense of fair play. Don't fantasize that the next election will save America. In 2014, the administration was trounced at the polls, but nothing changed. There's no guarantee that there will even be another election. Obama could suspend it. He's already writing his own laws and disregarding Congress. He is the government now. So many Americans are asleep. Most have no clue what's coming. Keep in mind, these psychopaths expect millions to die. They're capable of using tactical nuclear weapons, or even nuking whole cities to break the resistance. No crime is unthinkable. In their minds, they are the law. As long as Americans remain lethargic, there will be little resistance. Most will keep obeying until it's too late. The normalcy bias. It's a psychological state often experienced when we're faced with a major crisis. We ignore the danger signs and underestimate the risks. Before the Nazis took power, there were 500,000 Jews in Germany. But when anti-Semitic persecutions began, 100,000 wisely fled. Unfortunately, the rest assumed the situation couldn't get any worse. This normalcy bias has plagued mankind. Before the world flood, no one fully grasped their real situation. Jesus said they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, but they did not understand until the flood came and took them all away. Jesus also predicted it will be just the same on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. The Lord said that when the end comes, men will not realize what's coming. So we all need to wake up. I believe nothing short of a massive spiritual awakening can now save America. And I strongly urge you to start listening to God. He is America's only hope. Send the link for this video to your family and friends. And start talking and start praying.